Young bitches talking, sticking our face into this world with no hesitation and forward thinking only. Shining with an it factor, baby. And today, as you see, finally, I got him on here again, but this time, instead of Instagram, we're gonna go to YouTube with it. I had to let this guy come in. And before he introduces himself, I gotta say that this guy is multi-talented. He's charismatic. He's out here showing his face. He's out here being masculine and putting his mark on his world. But without further ado, please tell the folks who do we have in this motherfucking building.
I appreciate it. First and foremost, I got to thank you, Isaac, for always having me on your platform. This is
Always.
Too Dapper. Government name is Russell. I have two shows that I'm doing. I have the Man Panel Show Fridays at 9 p.m. And I also have the Brash Talk. You can catch Isaac every once in a while, but not every once in a while, every other week or so. Collaborating with me. The Brash Talk show is mainly for the female panelists and the men panelists. And then the man panel is maybe for, not maybe, excuse me, it's for the dating coaches, 1950, Steve the Dean, Lucario, Miles, and yours truly, the stars in the building for Isaac. He pops up occasionally. I have a book out called A Man's Undeniable Truth that came out last March, and I'm working on my second book right now called Her Secret Desires.
Yes, sir. Her secret. Holy shit, that's crazy because of what we're gonna talk about today. That's actually really important. I don't know if you really got that line or nothing, but that was fire. Efrain, great to see you. Make sure y'all get some likes up and make sure y'all put some stars in for the Russell. Make sure you know what. Well, one day we're gonna find out what we got to put for an emoji for him. I told him last time he got to have like a touch or something like that because too dapper for a fucking reason. But
Oh yeah,
without
absolutely.
One thing before we get into this, and as y'all see for the title, it is called the pros and cons of being a player. Listen, okay, because I know y'all get tired of my ass yapping all the damn time about that player shit, and I know y'all love it at the same time. But it's also great to hear different perspectives and a lot of things when I talk with Russell, you can hear it in the voice, you can hear it in tone, you can hear how he talks, you can hear the things he says. Even to certain women and how he talks about it. Remember when you went on Pineapple Show and you were saying something, you were speaking to the lady. So, without further ado, tell me what do you think is the pros and cons of being a player in this world? Just let's start right here first, and then we're gonna work our way up.
Sure, absolutely. The cons is manipulating women for what you actually want and thinking that you're a player and not living up to the word of being a player. I wouldn't really
Mm-hmm.
call it a player. I would put a spin on it and say more of understanding of
Mm-hmm.
who the individual is. The pros is multiple women
Mm-hmm.
understanding who you are as the individual, women understanding your identity, a program that you come with. They have an understanding of structure,
Yeah.
and mainly a lot of people who fake the funk, they don't have substance to
Mm-hmm.
becoming an individual. But we could say player for the topic at hand.
Okay.
So that's mainly it. Go ahead, Isaac. Yeah.
Oh no, that's fine. I wanted to. I like that you said. So how do you? Firstly, how do you see it? What do you see when you hear player? Like, what do you hear when you hear that?
So when I mainly hear player,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I still believe that somebody faking the funk. They
Okay.
don't have an understanding of who they are as the individual. Now,
Mm-hmm.
as a man, I would go with, or the individual having an understanding of who they are.
Mm-hmm.
That is the person that I actually respect. But I don't have issues with the terminology player. But a player can be misconstrued in some way.
Yes, and the reason why I asked because I think there's a well, no, there's not actually because you hit it on the nail with it. When it comes to a thing where people talk about players, it's automatically the motherfucker who's gonna manipulate, the motherfucker who's gonna lie. He's gonna play this role. He's gonna be an actor basically. He's gonna be a player. He's gonna be an actor in his life. So I think people have that part. It's not misconstrued, but I think that's what people get to. Like, oh, he a fuck boy. He this, he that. But one thing that I like to talk about when it comes to a player, because I created well, not created, but a definition I like is just an individual who knows himself and he levels up his characteristics as he goes and understands that. So to that part, in your life though, what is the pros and cons to being a player for you in your life?
So the pros and cons were the best time of my life was back in 2019, and I always bring that up, and I bring it up in my first book, shameless plug. The best time that I had was actually finding out that you know what, I don't want to be in these relationships. I wanted to take a little hiatus, and I just wanted to just explore and fuck around
Yeah.
and have this sexual conquest that everybody's talking about. So I did, and I
Yeah.
had a lot of fun. The cons is I put too much emphasis and energy into the women, so I didn't
Mhm.
slow down. There wasn't any time management for myself. I was doing too much
Mhm.
fucking from town to town to town, and I felt a little bit depleted. So that's the only con that I had. But the pro is absolutely what I said, is plain as day, is having fun, having sex with multiple women, because that's what all guys want. But the
Yes.
main thing is they have
To
to
a degree, yeah.
understand how to go about it. So I read a couple books. Um, I figured out a strategy, I figured out a game, I figured out a plan. I had a great coach.
Mhm.
Shout out and rest in peace to my grandfather. Every Saturday going down to Harlem, and I picked up this so-called game from him
Mhm.
to flip flop and switch over from woman to woman to woman.
Yeah. And okay, so now let's see the part where if you could manage it, because I remember we talked about the 4 to 5 rotation you was talking about, and we were like,
Mm.
I can't get rid of that. So if you had to manage that now, how would you do that, and how would you if you had to give a tip to those who want to build rosters? Because on my end, I tell my guys they should get rosters. That don't
Hmm.
mean 4 to 5. That don't mean 4 to 9. I'm just
Right.
you can easily have a two because I think you can become a better manager as it goes because obviously it requires management, time, effort. But if you were to have to give something for that part into someone or to even yourself when you were at that time, how would you distinguish that?
Right. So I would just mainly just tell them that time management is key, and you
Hmm.
have to understand that women, all these women that you're seeing on a day to day basis, come with different emotions. So I had to think
Hmm.
with one girl, I only saw her every other week. That was a must. I didn't want her getting used to me being around and having these boyfriend privileges. So she had an
Right.
understanding, and you always have to remind, excuse me, women of what it is, because
Yeah.
they're always going to claim that, well, it seems like you're around too much.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking in my head that we're exclusive. So you're giving her the wrong impression. So never be misleading.
And that's a con to what people think the being a player is. That's a con right there. Selling a lie, selling a dream. Like I was just on a live last night actually. We were talking something similar like that. Excuse me. But we were talking about how like men they want to play a certain part just to get what they want. So most guys are end result oriented. They're like, pussy, okay, let me see how I can play this part. Let me see how I can move. Let me see how I can act. Let me see what she likes. Let me pretend like she likes a certain something. Because giving off the boyfriend energy plus that player vibe, I think that's two different things.
Hmm.
And just as you were saying, and then once you learn that, because you said it's a must, because did it ever come to a point where they were like wanting to see you, then having to do a week in a week? You know how to say you seen a weekly?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you're always going to get that basis of you're always going to get that argument of sorry, somebody shout out to SG game. They just posted our show. I'm sorry, I just saw a notification.
Oh,
Yeah,
dope, dope, dope.
you're always going to get students of the game. Thank you guys.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Um
Shout out to the
yeah, they're doing it
SOG
again. Thank
baby.
you guys.
Shout out to
Appreciate it.
SOG.
Thanks boxing. You're always going to, and guys have to have an understanding when it comes to women. You're always going to get that segment of emotions.
Mhm.
I feel that I'm being used, and I feel that you're not paying attention to me, and I feel that this, and I feel that that. If you let them know offhand what it is, you don't leave any room for misinterpretation.
Mhm.
You can't. You have to have that understanding and letting them know what it is. So that's what I'm saying. Have your fun. I've had rotations of women. I've fucked women on one night stands. I've had one date drinks where, and then we're fucking in the car later. You have to have that substance, that
Mhm.
understanding is more important. And I talk about that highly in my second book about
Mhm.
understanding the individual. And a lot of guys struggle with that on a daily basis.
Do you want? Can we talk about that a little bit?
Yeah,
Do you mind talking about it, like your book
absolutely.
and why? Okay, so why? But what do you mean by that? Let's pin that point right there because that was heavy. It was just understanding the individual. What do you mean by that? Are you talking about the person or are you talking about the woman that's in front of you? Also, y'all get the likes of we got Too Dapper in the building.
Definitely. Definitely. Yeah. So no. So understanding the individual. I'm talking about the person directly, not you,
Mhm.
but just in
Right,
general,
right,
the person understanding who they are. See, a lot of guys fall victim to this. Well, she doesn't like me. I don't know what to do in this particular moment. Well, I text her, she doesn't reach out to me. Well, I do this and I do that, and I do a full breakdown of my fucking book with the second book with her secret desires. Women are not hard to figure out.
No.
We'll break it all down
Yeah.
to the smallest molecule and have an understanding of what women actually. It's funny of
It
what
is, but it's
actually what
true.
women want. Different
Yeah.
departments, different categories. It's very simple.
And then getting down to okay, but Russell, I don't know. I can't figure her out. She just kind of looks at me. I don't know. Should I approach her? Should I? I just feel like she's giving me mixed signals. What should I do, Russell?
Yeah, I mean, listen, bro. To be honest with you, you got to go in there and do what you need to do, and just like have the initial conversation. I'm not worried about her fucking mixed signals, bro. I'm
Yeah.
not worried about her. What I go in there and do what I have to do and spit this game,
Mm-hmm.
whether she wants to get on board or not, that is on her. And this is the other thing that guys don't have an understanding with Isaac too.
Talk about it.
Guys are so scared of the initial rejection. Why? Why are we so scared of the actual initial rejection? Well, because we go in there thinking that 9 times out of 10 we're going to score. It
Yeah.
doesn't happen like that. LeBron had bad nights. Michael Jordan had bad nights. I mean, if we have to compare it to basketball or baseball analogies, let's have an understanding that this practice, it comes with everything. It comes with the territory. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to have an understanding. I don't give a fuck whether that woman wants to get with me or not. I lay out my initial program. Either she wants to get with it or get lost.
And it goes again with the whole thing. They're goal oriented. So that's why they're afraid of the rejection. Because they already have an outcome. They already think that this is gonna be something already. But I'm afraid, so I start to overthink. And then that's how your mind captures it. Because they're thinking to themselves. But wait, but Russell, how can you be so cold and say you don't give a fuck about her though? How can you be so cold and say you don't care about what she thinks?
I don't. I mean, you can't put it in. You can't put it in. There's no other way to put it. I
I
don't
know, I
care.
swear, I know. It's yeah.
You got to get to the point, and that's understanding the individual, where you say that you're
Mm.
confident within yourself, whether she's gonna fuck with it or not, and she's not gonna get on board. Somebody else will. I'm telling
Mhm.
you. This is what's so cold about this game, and that's what's so brilliant and
Mm.
beautiful about it is because you don't have to just focus on that one person. There's multiple women.
Yeah.
Multiple women getting ready to meet you for the very first time that want to have sex with you, that want to be part of your rotation, that want to understand your program.
But Russell, it's something special about her. It's I could just there's a twinkle in her eye. This feels so crazy to say, but
It
like
is, right?
yeah, but this is what this is how they are. Trust I know you know, but I talk to dudes and men. Y'all need to listen to this. Listen to as we're going to this because this is gonna be very informative. But
Mm.
this it's just something about her. Like I know other girls want me, but I want her. I see her. That pussy was good. She's a wifey material. She's a 10. She gotta say to that, bro.
Right. I want to cue and thank you so much for saying that. I want guys, and this is going to hurt their feelings,
Absolutely, that's
and
what
this
we
is
need.
going to hurt guys' feelings, and it's going to sting a little bit. Women
Mm-hmm.
are not obsessed with men. Okay, I mean, I don't know any other way to say it in Mandarin, Chinese, Japanese. Women are not obsessed with men. So you have to give them a reason why they have to be obsessed with you. Why do they have to be
Yes.
fixated? Why this one individual, I just can't get him out of my mind. But they don't
Mm-hmm.
have that initial obsession. Go ahead, Isaac.
No, you good. Cause I just when you talk about shit like that, it just my brain starts to work up magic, bro. It starts to work up magic. And now I didn't mean to cut you off on there because that was a real pinpoint. But what I was just gonna say to the people is that we got 7 people in the building. Shout out Jazzy. Thank you for putting Russell's link into the chat. Make
Appreciate
sure y'all
that.
go over there and follow him. Get Russell up to 700 followers so he can finally make his YouTube. Okay.
He's dying
Okay.
for me to make
Let's
this.
let's
I'm killing this. I'm killing the
You're
Instagram
killing
game.
it. Listen. You will always see Russell and I do a collabs in the future. But get the likes up. We got 9 people in the building. Let's go ahead and get the likes up. We got a special guest tonight, the Too Dapper himself, the freshest man. Now going into that, I mean, but Russell, why do I gotta prove? What if I give him a reason? Isn't that me proving myself to a woman? And shouldn't I be an alpha for her to like me already though? Shouldn't that be enough?
No, bro, it's not. It's not enough. You sitting up there thinking that you're an alpha is just the stupidest, ridiculous thing that I've ever heard. It
Mm.
does not matter who you are as the individual. I'm going to keep saying it throughout the night. Who you are as the individual means everything. I've gone on pineapple shows and checked. No, the thing is, these pop the balloon shows. These guys don't offer substance. They think flowers, they think
Yeah.
money, they think materials, they
Hmm.
think that is what's going to secure it. So I say it in my book, pockets before a relationship. And women will choose pockets over a relationship if that's what you're offering. So if you're only offering stability, of course she'll take it. But
Yes.
that's not her wanting to get involved with the individual. I can't. The book is just too fucking fire.
I fucking know it. I fucking know it. The way we just talking right now, bro. Like I'm telling you, like cause this is the type of shit that I that needs to be brought up. Because it's like guys they would see the society, they would see the movies, they would see the way that other guys put it on the social media, how girls are looking at the guy and thinking that it's just this one thing. Sure, she could be physically attractive, but that is just not enough because the physical looks, they looks matter, but your behavior, your attitude, your energy, how you coming off, the brash, as you like to say,
Of
that
course.
that is everything in the game. That is everything of how you approach, not even to women, but to life. And one thing that I'm learning, and just in all, is that even how you approach life is also going to translate into how you approach women. You're not gonna sit there and think I'm a victim of life. Oh my God, life is happening to me. You're gonna do the same
Right.
thing to women. Oh my
Right.
God, women aren't just for me. Women are, no, motherfucker. You need to get up off your ass and stop thinking you gotta do this one magical thing and you gotta approach this certain way. It's not gonna work like that.
Right.
Just to give it off to that.
Right, and then we'll give a soft segment for just a quick second because I don't want everybody thinking that we're a hard ass because I do write it in this book too that I went
Yeah.
through the recent breakup. So right, do we go through some shit as men? Absolutely, we're
For
human.
sure. Hmm.
We are all flawed individuals. So yes, we have setbacks. Like damn, that really fucked me up a little bit, and it happens. But I'm
Yeah.
saying at the same time, the beautiful thing about being a man is you always recover. You always recover, and the
Mhm.
recovery is the most important thing because then you could stand on that mountaintop, excuse me, and say, "Damn, I went from on top of the mountain, got knocked my ass back a few steps, and climbed back up." Perseverance will always be key to me. That's what makes the man.
Yes, and then because even with that, to add to that is that it's like a when the bounce back is like you're your own safe haven. So if something happen, you got to confide in yourself before you confide into the world and everything that outside. Because that's true. I think that was a real thing. A lot of guys that they don't hear is that we there's still things that happen to us. You know, there's shit that still happens to us, but it's just about how we maintain it and how we see the outlook of it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we perfect. I'm not perfect, but
No.
I mean to myself, but that don't take away from me not getting. If I'm a diamond, I can still get a scruff. Maybe I can still get
Mm,
a little scratch on the diamond, but that don't take away from the way I'm going to evolve and move over. And that's something we can connect that to. Because remember, y'all, everything is a constellation. You can even connect that to rejection because people would think if you go to rejection and you approach this woman, she don't like you, just as we were speaking on, she's not gonna feel you, or you're gonna be bruised, or you're not gonna feel like the man. Whole time you're just protecting your ego. It's it's good to be rejected. I think that's a great thing. You should go out and get rejected. Because
mm,
if anything, that is just it's I want what wants me, basically. You know, like I like what likes me.
right,
And if you don't like me, then oh, okay, okay.
right, right. And you're entitled to it. You're entitled to it as a woman, and that's what a lot of guys
Yes,
don't understand. They're
yes,
entitled to not like you.
beautiful.
They're
Hmm.
entitled not to like the look of your jib. They're entitled to not like your leather jacket. They're entitled to not like your sunglasses. Your good. It doesn't matter. That's what's so great about women. They have that opportunity to.
The sunglasses. What you mean you don't like the shades? They're Prada. What you
if
mean you don't
you.
like the looks, the jacket? What you mean you don't like it?
If you
God
don't
damn.
like me, you don't like me. So that's the best thing
Yeah.
about it. And we
Straight
have
up.
to stop obsessing and fixating on when it comes to women because
Mhm.
it's a whole scheme of things. It's a whole realm of understanding who you are as the individual. That's all I'm saying, and I'm going to keep saying it. Go ahead, Isaac.
You got to. I might just change the fucking title. I might change the fucking title because I mean, really, it's really what it comes down to though. Because everything is just so heavy into it. Like I like what likes me, or it comes down to the individual because then you know what you like, and then you get to seek that out. And as you seek it out, it seeks you out the whole time. It's such a beautiful process in an exchange and reciprocation. And you're like, God damn! And that right there, that's a desire in itself for me to even seek out what is best for me, because I already know I'm best. So then
Right.
imagine once I put it out to the world, what am I gonna attract? What's gonna be there? And one thing I like to say, Russell, I like to always say that it's people think it's easier said than done, but it's easier done than said. That's how I feel. Okay, because I mean that's just, again, it will take time for people to get to that point, but because it took me time. But
Hmm.
what it is that if you just change the perspective, a change of words can really change a change of mind in life. Just of how you view things is everything. Again, it goes back down to the individual. This man Russell is on fucking fire. Now let me ask you this: do looks matter, sir? Let me ask you this, because do looks matter?
Do looks matter?
Do
No.
looks matter, man? No.
Mm.
Why you
No.
say so? Why you say so? But
No.
you,
Again,
do dapper though. What you mean?
I
What
wasn't
you
always like
mean?
this, bro. I wasn't always like this. We went into the whole story on your Instagram, but I'll pretty much reiterate. I was 460
Yeah.
pounds.
Yeah.
I didn't know myself. I didn't know self-worth. I was depressed. I had all that going on. It up until I said cut the bullshit and do what you need to do that's necessary for yourself. That's what I did. But it wasn't about the looks.
Mm-hmm.
Now we get so obsessed about that we need to look like Morris Chestnut or Shamir Moore, who I'm watching right now on SWAT. Like we got to look like these
Or
fucking
Isaac Hernandez, like, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
right.
You know what I
Like we
mean?
got to look like these guys, and we don't. We're our own individuals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You got
yeah.
Jazzy up here flirting with both of us, saying we look like money. So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? A shout out to her for all the links. So at the end of the day, it's like looks, looks.
Yeah.
I love it. Looks shouldn't matter. Your
Mm,
confidence, your self-esteem, who
mm,
you are, how you feel, how you walk, how you talk. You have to live and breathe who you are. And that's what women love. There's a guy out there that's 600 pounds that's rocking the same leather jacket as you and is rotating 3 women.
yes,
Why?
yes,
Because he knows who the fuck he is.
yes. Bro, it's crazy though. But okay, now here's what I think is a. I think it's a this is a misconstrued part of like looking fly and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And looking like money. Shout out Jazzy.
Right.
I think it's a misconstrued part because so we could say that, right? Because I still believe it. I do believe looks matter, but not to the degree like, oh, my looks are everything. But I
Right, right,
think
right, right.
grooming yourself well is a very
Absolutely.
healthy thing to maintain
Absolutely.
yourself. Now, what I think is misconstrued, and I want your perspective on this, because again, y'all, we're living vicariously through his lens. This is what this is all about. Because y'all hear me all the time. This is Too Dapper. Let's get the likes up. We got Too Dapper the building. Put some stars in the
Appreciate it.
chat for my dog, man. But how is it when, if we speak on how that looks don't matter, but we're very well and maintained? What would you say to somebody who says, "Hey, Russell, though, you saying all that, but you look clean and fly. You look like you got a haircut every other week, and you know what I'm saying. You got the leather, you got the chains, you got all the stuff. But what is the difference? Why are you saying that, but you got the fly shit on?"
Well, that's just me. That's just who I am. I was just coached into this shit. You can't.
Yeah,
You can't. I
yeah.
go out. I'm the only motherfucker up here up in upstate New York rocking a green tuxedo walking into a club. That's just who I
Hmm.
am. And then people want to stop me and have that conversation like, man, you would be disappointed that I'm rocking a hoodie and sneakers. I've had people come up to me and say this shit. And I'm like, see,
Hmm.
there we go. There is the low self-esteem. And you shouldn't feel intimidated by another man. But to
Yeah,
answer your question, yes, I love wearing this shit. This shit makes me who I am. It's a confidence builder.
yeah,
It's character building for me. So yes, if you have a question about grooming and looking good, absolutely, I'm going to give you tips. But it's because you want to, and
yeah,
you understand your identity. More
yeah.
important, you understand who you are as the individual. So if you want to look fly, by all means, absolutely. I don't got no issues with that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. Also, Jazzy has said something to you, sir. She has a nice comment for you. Do you see it?
I live in upstate New York. Just moved here. Oh, okay, definitely. That's what's up.
Oh no, the one above it. Hold on.
Oh shit! Even at 400, Too Dapper, I would have maybe still candy. Oh,
That's what you get for being too dapper, man. This is see, and it's
ah
crazy.
man, appreciate that.
It's yeah, Jazz. You got Russell out here smiling and shit. You know what I'm saying? Out in New York, both of y'all New York. It's kind of like you know what I'm saying. Stars aligning with the
Stars are
stars.
aligning.
But yeah, no.
Dope, man.
The reason why I had to ask that because I think there's such a misconstrued view when it comes to looking fly and also having game and also knowing yourself because game is an understanding and then plus more that comes into it. But one thing that I'm learning is that people get that part misconstrued. And again, I think that's a hold on. Would you consider yourself a player though? Like if someone to be like, I don't think players don't really call themselves players like they could, but it's kind of like labeled on them. But
Mm.
would you consider yourself one if you had to say?
Nah, I'm just a motherfucking man.
And MAN, because I often say player shit, but obviously because of the way how I carry myself and the
Yeah,
definition that I know it. Because
yeah.
fortunately, I was grateful to run some OGs that gave me the game and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, shout out to Jazzy. She said that. But another thing though, I wanted to talk about was the being an extrovert. Because last live that we did, you were talking about how you being extroverted and social was, basically you were like, yeah, just go to talk to people, say hello. Oh, I'm fantastic. And now she's smiling. Now you in there with a conversation and X, Y, and Z.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So I wanted you to talk a little bit about that and how that assists you in, getting women or because we already talked about connecting with social skills and shit like that. But I
Right.
want this part to particularly be about with women and how does your social skills assist you when you talk to women?
Well, what do women mainly run into? It's bland. It's fluff. I'm okay. I'm all right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm cool. I'm cool. It's nonsense. So when you come and talk to me and you have a conversation, I'm very boisterous. I'm like, I'm doing fantastic. I'm doing
Hmm.
amazing. They start laughing because it's unnatural to
Yeah.
hear some shit like that. So
Hmm.
when you find something that's rare, like the majority of women,
Hmm.
they want to hold on to that because that's something that's completely new. You get
Yeah.
around guys that are just shallow within themselves and they don't really know who they are. I know who I am. That's the whole thing. And when I get up every morning, I thank God, I do my meditation, and I walk and I have a conversation with people. I'm always nice to people. That's just the way I am. I don't care if it's just women itself. I carry myself a certain way. It's yes,
Yeah.
sir. How
Yeah.
are you? How's everything
Hmm.
going? And people want to engage into the conversation
Yeah.
because it's like, wow. And then they leave saying, man, you're just like so chipper. You're so happy. And I'm like, thank you. And I pride myself on that because of my grandfather. So again, it comes from a lot of this generation of men don't have the coaches. They
Yeah.
don't have the understanding. So it's hard. But I say if you don't have the coaches and the mentors, put the practices out there, finding
Hmm.
out who you are. Take some separation and some time from the women to understand who you are. Get found knowledge on thyself.
Yes. All the way. And God damn it, that was some heavy shit. Y'all go ahead and put some stars for him for that. That was heavy, but that was just real. That's what it comes down to. Because again, what was the quote you kept saying that you're gonna keep repeating?
The quote that I was going to keep repeating what?
Yeah, yeah, you were. It all comes down to the individual. I think that's what it was, right?
Yeah, it all comes out. Yeah, it all comes. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Again, it all comes down to the individual and then knowing having positivity because people, I mean, that's just good energy. At the end of the day, I think people just genuinely want to be around good energy. And
right.
one thing that I learned is that, I mean, even with women like the good energy. Women love good energy because some women can be extremely hard on themselves. So when they
Mm,
have someone who's very uplifting to them, it's like it's an attraction because they again there goes the behavior, there goes the attitude. Because I don't necessarily got to walk in that motherfucker. I mean, I am, but I don't got to walk in there and be like, "Yo, what up, everybody?" Well, I don't do that. But like,
right.
I can just be very, just excited. Again, I think that goes back to the intention of if I walk into a bar, I have the intention to go out and have a good time. So I'm gonna
Right.
have a good time, and women can smell that, see that off of you with a smile, the way you carry yourself, and they like it. Maybe they had a shitty ass day from their job or whatever the fuck. So then they see you and then they talk to you and they're like, God damn, this it's just something about him. They may not be, physically attracted at first, but they're like, wait, hold on. I'm kind of feeling a little pull to him, though. There's a tug going on.
Gravitational.
Yes,
Gravitational pull.
yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, with your book, can you plug it in one more time and what's coming up next again?
Oh yeah, so Her Secret Desires. I'm really excited about this. I'm almost actually done with it. I'm getting down to the conclusion and then my thank yous. So yeah, I'm really excited about this book. A lot of men are going to walk away, but I don't want them using this, and I already see it, Isaac. They're going to use this as a cheat code.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so I'm
It's gonna happen.
excited, but yet I want them to walk away with understanding
Yes.
the book. I
Mhm.
think they're going to use this more as a playbook, but I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing in this shit. You know, there's gonna be people that's gonna want to take the easy way out, the coward way out. Basically, they want to cheat their way in life, and that's everything comes full circle. That's the people who think that they're players.
Mm,
Those are the ones who are like, yo, Russell did talk about that desire. Oh, I got to play, but I'm in there. You know what I mean? The time comes, I'm shaking in my boots. I'm
mm.
my teeth are shattering and shit. And then he walk away, but I'm still playing though. Like a lot of these people be false, and I mean, I wish the best for y'all. Like genuinely, I mean,
Definitely.
you got folks like us who will assist and put on game. But if you had to talk about something about a desire in the book that you could talk about, would you mind talking about it?
Absolutely.
Please do.
So all right, so let me see without giving so much away. I could probably give oh yeah. All right. So this one I talked briefly in a video snippet that I did on Instagram. So a lot of guys are gonna get butt hurt, and I always talk about that. So guys always question why women like to go back to past lovers, going back to their sexual conquest.
Yes.
So it's really simple. It's because you don't offer any substance.
Mm-hmm.
So what I talk about in my book, Her Secret Desires, is that knowing thyself is a beautiful thing. I want guys to have an understanding that she will eventually, and I'm not saying for all, so this isn't to scare or discard women, but she
Mm-hmm.
will eventually, due to the history that she has with that person, she might want to revisit that. The reason why I say that, I've experienced that multiple times. Not for on my behalf, but on the behalf of somebody in a relationship and then coming to me afterwards. And I've had that numerous times because of the experience that I've offered, because of the risk, because of how they felt afterwards leaving me. So guys have to have an understanding that women are not your property.
Yeah.
Women will do whatever the fuck they want, and you have to be secure within thyself to have that understanding. So yes, that's in the book. Um I talk about briefly about the pockets before an actual relationship. Pockets first, but relationship second. So
Yeah.
that is explaining that women do want stability. There is a
Yes.
percentage of women that actually want the money first. Be careful though, because a lot of guys get excited and enticed by that, knowing that she'll stick around. She's only sticking around because of the finances, not because of the individual.
Mm-hmm. And I want to say something and add it to that because what I noticed too with a lot of guys who we know, because I think it's just natural for women to want that stability. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? That just makes sense to me. But I think where men get it wrong, correct, is that that's what they introduce. Like they introduce the stability. Like I will provide. I will be the provider, basically. Like they're giving off the energy of I will be a provider for you. I will pay this. I'll do this. I'll pick you up. I'll do all that. Like our boyfriend energy. Remember we talked about that too.
mm,
Because that's something that I've realized in my past experiences. You know what I'm saying? The things that I learned. So I this is all true statements of what uh Russell is saying. And Jazzy is also saying, yes, we would, but it has to be a clean breakup and not a bad breakup. We will sometimes date backwards if it was good. Well, I love the honesty. And yeah, and we women need a leader so we can follow them. Yes, absolutely. This is incredible. Because this is, what I'm saying. And here, I want to pinpoint this too, because I'm going to tie it into when you were talking about the further experiences and them coming back because of what they felt. Is that she just said that sometimes they will basically double back if the shit was good, if it was a good time. Now that comes back to the experience of the what you provided them. That could have been a whole plethora of things that we had to really break down. It could be the sex, it could be the talk, it could be time, it could be everything, the energy, it could be the laughs, the memories, the
mm.
intimacy, whatever the case is. And now in that giving an experience to a woman, and for the guys who are listening and being like, yo, Russell, I wanna give her experience and make her stay.
Mm.
What would you tell them?
Lay down the ground rules. I
Mm.
can't really, because again, so all right, here we go. Giving you a playbook. I can't give you my game because then you're going to run with it and do what you need to do.
They always do.
I always, I always remind women when they leave,
Mm.
you got to understand that'll always be daddy's pussy.
Yo, this is so real. That is some real ass shit. Jay Mojave, great to see you. Great, bro. That is so real ass shit. Oh my god, bro. That shit is so crazy.
So you can go right ahead and do what you need to do. Give that man an opportunity, give him a chance. I encourage, and I've encouraged a lot of women when they go out there and they're dating. I tell them, wear them purple shorts that used to hug your ass, the way they used to do it. Wear them flip flops, get your toes done. They listen and they come back and they report back to me.
Hmm.
You know, so but you got to have that substance. You got to have that understand. You can't bob and weave. There's just something about this game you got to understand.
And to understand yourself, y'all. That's
yo,
basically.
Jess is a
Other,
freak.
oh yeah, hey, bro, she on you. Just go ahead and hit my dog up in the DMs. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and hit my dog. Y'all up there in New York and shit. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and hit that shit up. You know what I'm saying? Hit my dog up. But nah, and I like that you say that too, because that's the pinpoint, because it's the things that you say, because guys can hear that. They can be like, yo, Russell, that, like, what the fuck? Are you that's cold. Are you, wouldn't that scare her off? But honestly, that attitude is the reason why she stayed that whole time.
Mhm.
Because of the way that you just left it off right then and there, right?
Right,
Because,
right.
for example, I remember I had this one girl. We stopped fucking around. I had to, what I'm saying? I was like, I just got bored. I ain't gonna lie, I got bored. She ended up DMing me, on my birthday. She said, "Happy birthday," and obviously, I know exactly what it was. So I just said, "I miss you too," because she was like, "Oh, happy birthday! Everything is so well. Oh my god! Like, I hope you have a great one, blessed one." So I was like, "I miss you too," and then she was like, "I know you still toxic. I know that's right." So we ended up linking in, what I'm saying, doing our thing, but I remember even on the phone call, right? Because this goes back to the experience. And guys, listen up, right? It goes back to experience. She was telling me how she might get back with her ex or whatever the case is. And I'm like, okay, I mean, do your thing. She was like, do I get back with him? Or do I get back with the guy who put me in front of the mirror and was fucking me and told me to look at myself at the same time? Like, which one should I get back with? And she was having that back and forth. She was like, oh, that's my ex, but I kind of want to get back with him. It's the stability. It's somebody who's there, but she wanted to also have the experience with me because she knew of the experience I gave her. Because I'm gonna even give it to another layer. You can even put women on game by the experience you give them, and they can give it out to whomever they end up with. You got to
Right.
leave women better off and how you found them. Because um, how you start a woman that she's not gonna hear that from any other dude. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And she may, y'all listen up, bro. This how crazy this shit gets. But it's like it's really like, I don't want to say the imprint, but it's like an experience imprint or something like that. Basically, yeah. Have to use it in words. But he says that to her, and she really misses him and wants him. So then she goes to the next guy, and she tells him to say the same things Russell said to her during sex.
Right.
And that's how deep that shit goes for a desire and experience.
Right.
Boy,
Listen. Again, because Isaac wants me
that
to
was
give the listen.
that was heavy.
I'm getting a text message late at night. She's already moved on. She's in a new relationship. My
Hmm.
man put the dick in for the first night and said, "Call me daddy." And she took that dick and said, "Nope, I will never call you that."
Man, do y'all hate? Come on, like, and it's the thing too, because there could be that banter between, that part. Because I like banter. I like spicy shit.
Love it.
I'm a spicy motherfucker. I'm Mexican, so you know what I'm saying. It's in my blood. So,
Oof.
anyways, but on top of that, it's like I like they could be saying that, but also because I teach my guys that banter and everything. So if you hear a woman that's like, oh, I ain't gonna say daddy and shit like that, you just gotta. But she's saying in such a tone, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I bet you will. I bet you're gonna do it tonight, huh? Pull a
Mm-hmm.
little closer and shit like that, consensually, because you know what I'm saying. Some of y'all may be some creeps, but ain't being no creepy around here. But
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying. But that type of banter, understand that it could be playful and nice, and that experience is really crazy, bro. Hold
No,
on.
absolutely, absolutely. So that's just pretty much it. Was the
Oh, excuse me. Hey Tyler, do me a favor and don't be rude to Jazzy. I would appreciate that. You know, we're running the show and Jazzy is here and assisting the people. So, anyways, but
yeah.
again, listen, y'all make sure y'all get the likes up. We got Russell in the motherfucking building. Too Dapper that's here.
This
Let's
is
get the
great,
show.
man. You got about 16 people up in here. This is fantastic, man. Kudos to you.
Thank you. Thank you. 17 people and we only got 6 likes. There is no way. There is no way we only got 6 likes. I'm not. That's it. All right, y'all. See y'all next time. Nah, fuck it. We're gonna keep going. Nah, yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. You know,
Absolutely.
just the evolution of everything. You know, time is money, money is time, and right here we want to take this time out to give you guys the game. So we would appreciate if we get some likes up going. Let's get to 10 likes. We would appreciate that a lot. But again, going back to the desires. Okay, wait. Excuse me. Can you see me?
Yeah, yeah, you froze a little bit. Okay, you're good now.
Perfect. But going back to everything for the desires, because I think that's a prominent thing for people to understand, especially in this game, and not even let everything is for everything is not for women, but it connects to women because it's you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
It's gonna connect to you, but coming to the understanding of what you desire. You know what I desire for women. How would I want to talk to women? Like what's my bravado? Like what's my brash? I keep saying brash because of you now.
Yeah, you love that. You love that brash. That yeah, you love that.
Motherfuck.
It is.
Not
It's
do
good.
that shit. God damn it. Fucking Russell, man. But yeah.
It's good.
but
It's good, man. It's good. Yeah, man. There's no playbook to this shit. You got to understand, man. Okay, so now that we're focused on just generally the women now, and not talking about the overall, you just got to know who you are.
yeah.
It's a confidence builder. It's understanding. It's knowing who you are. When you go in there and talk to her, like, excuse me, my name is Russ. Very nice to meet you. What is your name? And then you have a conversation. You're being smooth with it, and they'll invite you for the conversation. Now, don't get hyped
Mm-hmm.
because there's not a conclusion yet. So my main thing is when I get in there, when I have the initial interaction, first of all, she's got to follow my lead. She's
Yeah.
got to follow my lead. You got to have that understanding when you set up the date. When I'm going in there exchanging numbers with her, and I let it be known that we're going to set up this date. We're something black. We're something nice. That we're something that's going to hug those hips, that body, so I can touch the lower part of your back and whisper in your ear. I also
Mm-hmm.
tell women during the drink dates that we're not going to have. I don't want to know about your fucking favorite color. I don't know. I don't want to know about a college that you attended, the major, your job. All that will come up at the end of the day. All I want you to know is to get intoxicated off of me.
Yes.
Yeah. Understanding me. And then all that will come into play. I don't have those conversations during dates. That's why I was so quick to fuck on the first date, or we didn't even make it on the first date. I'm fucking in the car already. It's because it's because of who I am as the individual.
Yes. Yes, and that's what it all comes down to. And the reason why I was laughing and I was just excited right there because that's exactly what I keep. That's what I'm telling him. I was like, sometimes it don't even get to that. It can't get to that first date sometimes because I'm desirable to me, and in return, you will understand that as I speak to you, and
Mm,
you will feel the energy, and you desire me that you're gonna want to go ahead and get to the next part, and we just don't get
right.
to it. Sometimes we don't even the phone calling in. Hey, I'll see you tonight, okay? It just
A bomb.
hang that bitch up.
Right. Right. You're even
And
contemplating tonight. You're like I'm focused on the show. Like I don't even know before we even got on the show. You're like I don't even know if I want to invite Shorty back over. See,
oh
guys
yeah,
should have that. They should have that understanding. Like you should. Like damn, it's like
mhm,
that, Isaac. You have that option not to invite her back over. Yeah, because I'm the motherfucking man, and I'll
yeah,
see her on my own time.
yes. And that's an attitude I want y'all to develop. All my stars, my community. I want y'all to develop that because we worry because before we got on here, and I was telling her, I was like, I had one before the show, and then she wanted to come back, but I was like, I don't know, because I don't know if I want to see you in like the same day, and I could be that honest because of how much she desires me, and then just it's because I was always honest from the get go. I never sugarcoat and be like, I want more, I want more. She loves the honesty. Women love the honesty. Actually, they fucking desire it. Because like I told y'all plenty of times, listen, women lie to themselves. So when they have someone who is honest, who is just straight to the bullshit, even if they not lying to themselves, they
Mm.
got men that's gonna lie to them. They got family, they got friends that's always gonna lie to them. But you have someone who's gonna be 10 toes authentic and tell her how it is, she's gonna be wet and desire that. But then that goes to who the individual is. God damn it, we brought it home with that one.
There we go. You circled it back around.
Man, shout out to that man, Russell, bro. It's listen. Let us know if y'all want another collab between Russell and I again.
Oh yeah.
Let us know because I think a simple request of 10 likes would be incredible. Jazzy also says we want y'all to be real, be true to you. Yes, absolutely. That says hell yeah, we most definitely will. We will do a collab just
Oh
because
yeah.
Jazzy said, and I
Yeah,
know
Jazzy,
Jazzy's
Jazzy
gonna.
want to see my face again. I understand.
I was just about to say that. We
No,
already know,
definitely.
man.
Isaac's always on my show, guys. You can catch him on my show on the Man Panel, and I always have Isaac on. That'll never. That'll
Yeah.
always. When I call Isaac, when I text him, he's awesome. He's like, "Yo, I want to get down. I want to do it," and I love it.
Oh yeah, got to because I think again everything is just important because like I said, going back to the title of the show is just the pros and cons of being a player. So before we do go, because I don't want to take too much of your time,
No, no,
is
no.
that
You're good, brother. Go ahead. Go ahead. It's your
okay,
show. Go ahead. I
perfect,
got time.
perfect.
Yeah.
It's just that when it comes to now, this is where the cons come in because we're talking on some player shit, not like real, not like the misconstrued shit, but like player man shit. You know what I'm saying? Star shit. When we talk about that and how we come off, this it's great experience, but understand there's a con to everything, even if it sounds good. Even if you hear we give women great experiences, even if you hear we can manage multiple rotations or women or whatever the case is, we can just get women. There is still a con to that. And I'm gonna add something, and then I would like for you to say what do you think the con is to that too. But
Okay.
I think a con for that, just being great with women and being able to manage, is also having women leave you alone. I think just the way that they when they start to become possessive and want to become a little clingy. Now that doesn't mean that they're gonna be clingy to me. I mean they're gonna be clingy to me, but that doesn't mean I'm allowed them to be trying to control me and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
I just think especially when you have a lot going on in your life, that you don't want to always be bothered by women so many times once they start really wanting to get with you. I think that's a con for it.
I agree and disagree. Now, the disagreement is to teach the men that when you have so much substance, they don't want to leave you the fuck alone. What does
Yes.
Lucario always say? Do you know how hard it is to get rid of women when
Mm.
you're on point? It is because I've experienced it. It's still happening today. Text messages, calls, exes, hit me. You want that in your life because they know when they go out there, and you want them to have better,
Yes,
but they
absolutely,
know
absolutely.
they know that the water on the other side is very slim. They know that the dating pool is not as great and is not best suited for them the way that they had that experience with you. Why? It's because you offered the fucking substance. You knew who you were. You came with that plan. You showed her the program. You showed her consistency. As she was waiting for that other fucking shoe to drop, it never did.
Yeah.
Why? Because you stuck to your guns.
Hmm. And that's so. Was that a disagreement part? Or was it a agreement part
Now
too?
the disagree. Now and then also to know, and then I agree. I'm sorry, Isaac.
Oh, you good?
And then I agree to a part if you need to focus on thyself and get yourself situated. I'm all for that. If
Yeah.
it is becoming like, okay, I had my fun, I did what I needed to do, or if it's too overwhelming, let me get back to the drawing board for myself. I'm all for that. But my
Hmm.
big disagreement with that is I want men to have an understanding. When you are the motherfucking man, no player. When you're
Yes.
the motherfucking man and these women are fixated and obsessed with you, you know you got something good.
Hmm. Most definitely, because I wasn't saying to be negative,
No,
because
no, no,
I
no,
like
no, 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 no,
the
no.
yeah, and I
No.
like what you say because I think there's that con to that to everything because even being like having a good life like, let's just take women out of it, just having a good lifestyle. Let's say your financials good,
Mm-hmm.
you may want to take so many trips, but then even with that you're gonna have you may be booked and busy for doing a show or spending time with family, spending time with some friends, and then when women come to play you're like, oh shit, like that and XYZ. I think there's because you can't have one thing without the other, and that's something
All
I've
right.
realized even as well as like because I like that you mentioned, even with having multiple women, you can still be depleted of energy because of how much time you're putting into it. You know what I'm saying? If you got 4 to 5 women, you you gotta really you gotta talk to all the asses. You don't gotta do it all the time, but you gotta just manage it and let them know. Like you just gotta be honest, especially if you're going town to town. Just let them know, hey, you know what? I'll be in town in 6 months. I'll talk to you then, hit you up. Something as
Hmm.
simple as that. But you got some in your town. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta compartmentalize. I just
Yeah,
learned
I
that.
tell women all the time when I had it.
Yes.
Well, when I had it going on, I didn't mean to cut you off, brother. I'm sorry.
You
Well,
good.
you
You
know,
good.
when I
Talk shit.
yeah, when I had it all the time, but you got to be honest and you got to be forthright about who you are. Now, did they like it? No.
Yeah.
You're sharing dick with other women. They don't want to hear that, but they kept coming back. It's because they're already hooked, hook, line, and sinker. Once they've already invested time in you, they want to see it through, regardless if it's just for a month or 2 months. They
Mhm.
want to see it through. And when you are that guy, that's what I'm saying. And then you have them laying out a towel for you, or cooking you meals, or picking you up some shit. Or if you can't, and I'm the first person to fuck the finances because I'm on a budget just like everybody else, just like Isaac. We work 9 to 5s. I'm not making that
Mhm.
much. Where you have it where you don't even have to go in your pocket and she's flipping the bill. That's what I'm talking about because she is already put trust and an investment into you. But these fucking guys don't have that. And that's what gets me pissed. That's what pisses me off. And it's like, you have it. And no offense, and I'm not trying to single this person out, but I'm saying just like as tonight with Tyler, Tyler can have an understanding of who he is, but he's got to figure out who the fuck he is. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You don't come off half cocked and saying some stupid shit and juvenile. Women can't stand that shit. When you're
Yeah.
acting like a juvenile, and guy, and I say that in my book, and you wonder why they want to date up or they want to date older guys because
Yeah.
they don't want to date around their age range, because you don't know who you are. And when you're acting immature, they don't want to be around that shit. So I don't
Mhm.
blame women. I don't. I don't sit up there, get on a podium about blaming women.
Because that's not what we're here for. We ain't here to bash women. We ain't here to talk that shit towards women. But I understand it completely. That was an incredible example, And Tyler, I hope you can take that and and take that and run with it, and keep it, reflect on it, because we're here to improve. You know what I mean? And if someone times you out, and especially if a mod is, then understand that there was something that you had to do within that thing. Because this is all about learning. I understand you may be excited to be here. Shout out to you. Thank you for taking time. We appreciate you
Absolutely.
very much. But just know that we are here, and everything is an example. And I'm glad that you pointed out to just to make that example, because even one of the biggest things women that loved about me, even I'm only 26, but even when I was like 22, 23, I'm saying 21, you mature, you get it, you understand. There's a you can listen, you have your own way, you know what you want, and that's so
Right.
rare, especially with older women, because again, all women know 9 times out of 10 is the players. You know what I'm saying? The manipulative ones, the ones who adapt, the actors of this world. That's all they know. The trust people, the guys who are disloyal, the guys who just manipulate them just to get one thing. So when it comes to a guy who's mature, knows what he wants, and goes straight to the bullshit, and wait, cuts the bullshit,
Mm,
like, yeah, cuts the bullshit, then
yeah.
yeah,
And
then
that's the beautiful. And I don't mean to cut you off, Isaac. I'm just
no,
so
no,
proud
you
of you,
you
man,
just
because
you
you're
passionate.
26 years old. No, I'm no, because I got to big you up before we get off. And I always big you up on my shows and then when I come on your shows. But you're 26 years old, and I say how important and vital you are to this generation. It's just you're 26.
Thank you.
So you're teaching younger kids, younger men to develop at such a crucial age. And it's amazing that you have so much fucking wisdom at 26 years old. And I commend you. It's like it's a breath of fresh air. And I wish more men would at that age would lead the forefront because it's important. It really is.
I appreciate that a lot. And then, as much as, we do this and I do this, is, this is for y'all especially. Even we could sit here a joker, we talk about hoes, we would smash you. We're talking about real life shit. My dog Russell spent some game to Jazzy. Let's go back and forth. Let's have fun.
Oh,
That's
it's
that's
cool.
that's a part
Absolutely.
of it. That's a part of it. I mean, it's we can have that, ladies. I talk in the building. We can have that entertainment. We can have those conversations, but understand even everything you say and do, because when you got game and you are game and you just moving as game and shit, you just flowing with life. You can't stop talking about game. Everything is game. You know what I mean? Everything will come out as game, even if it's entertaining. It will still be a lesson in there. It will still be something to learn. So there's a lot to learn even from myself, but also to Russell, and that's the reason why I wanted to bring Russell here, because although he commends me, we also got to commend him, because the your lore. I actually learned that a couple weeks ago. Do you know what lore means?
No.
Ah man, we gotta get y'all hip. But lore is like the background, the story, basically.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah. So like even your lore, it's incredible to hear and to see to the growth you've made, the phenomenal growth. You literally became you were a star, you bursted and became a brighter star. You know what I mean?
I
You
appreciate that, man.
became yeah, for sure. And again, wait, I think can you see me?
Yeah, you're good. You're good. You didn't
Okay,
freeze.
perfect,
You're good.
perfect.
Go ahead, Isaac. Yeah.
But again, just to going back to it is that people can take what you have. And I said this last live, I'm gonna say it again. But people can take what you have and how you're shining with yourself and take it. It's someone who's doing what you want, even with what you have. And I think that's commendable. That's something
Appreciate that.
powerful right
But you make the show. I don't take you know me. I don't even want the credit. You make the show.
there. Ah,
Lucario, 50. You
yeah.
guys make the show. I don't I all I do is I put it out there for you guys to put your pinpoints out there. You guys help me out with making the show. And that's another thing too. I will never be cocky and arrogant. I will always be humble. You
Always.
guys came on and blew up the fucking numbers. So I have to commend you again. I don't even want the credit. I do work hard, absolutely. But you guys make the show for what it is.
And there you guys motherfucking have it, y'all. This is Two Russell, and again, I'm gonna have to change the title because the it all comes back to the individual. That was pretty fire. There was some big heat into this, and I hope you guys left off with something that you were. I hope you left off better than you came in, thinking that we have fun, but there's always seriousness and fun too. So always remember that there's always something in it, and we appreciate everybody taking the time out for this. We have Russell, aka Too Motherfucking Dapper, aka the host of the Man Panel Show, the Brass Talk, doing his thing and all that jazz. And shout out to Jazzy for doing what he needs to do, man. He got book number one, and then book number two is coming out because I most definitely want to take a read to that. So whenever you drop that, please let us know. What I'm saying,
Appreciate
drop
it.
it out obviously and everything, and then even before then, we could probably just do a show. We can center around it, something like that,
Yeah,
where we
yeah,
can talk
definitely.
about it.
You let
Cause
me know.
yeah,
I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna hit you because I gotta. Yeah, just let me know how December 20th is looking.
okay,
I'm
we'll
probably
do.
gonna. I'm gonna have you back on.
Okay, we'll do. I got you for sure.
Yeah.
So, anyways, before we close out, I want to say thank you to everybody for taking the time out tonight because as we do this, we appreciate everybody's presence and everybody's attention. It is a beautiful fucking Friday night. You know
Yes, it
what I'm saying?
is.
Man, if you got some hoes, fuck them hoes. If you got the time to fuck the hoes, you know what I'm saying? Do what you need to do for yourself for sure. You know what I'm saying? To shine within, to shine without. And Russell, may you close this out. Let them know who they are. Plug his shit in. Let's get this thing going on, bro.
Absolutely, brother. But first and foremost, I want to thank you so much for having me on your platform. You have been
I will.
a breath of fresh air.
Thank
You've
you.
been amazing. The moment that I met you, to see this gravitational pull of your success is just amazing, and you're gonna blow up. And I
Thank
hate to do the compare and contrast, but I just see a whole taekwondo movement, but it's gonna be
you.
bigger.
Mhm.
You know what I
I
mean? Like
appreciate it.
how
Thank
he
you.
took it, stop. You're just picking up the ball, and it's just great. You're gonna lead a young generation, and I'm ready to fucking see it. I'm excited.
Thank
But
you. I appreciate that a lot.
absolutely, thank you so much. And then
All right.
also too, yes, you can check me out on the Man Panel Fridays at 9 p.m. Instagram. Jazzy, thank you so much for plugging in, hon. I really do appreciate it. My book as well. So you guys can check me out. My Instagram is at 2dapper66. I will be back on next Friday with Lucario and K Zagan. So that's going to be a good show. The topic of the show is going to be called Sex Appointment. Gentlemen struggling with trying to arrange and calendar and schedule sex in between work. So we're going to
Ooh.
help you out with that. Well, I'm not, but Lucario and K
Yeah,
Zagan
yeah.
will.
Yeah.
And then I have the Brash Talk show that I do with the female panelists. And then Isaac was just on a couple weeks ago before we took the break. So that was a good one. Please check that out because Isaac shut the shit down. He got extremely bored. So he just went
Yes.
ahead and just took it a whole nother direction. So it's good to see.
I
And then,
had to.
like I said, I got the book. A Man's Undeniable Truth. It's been out since last March. Jazzy dropped it. Thank you so much. The link is in the bio of my Instagram. And again, thank you so much, Isaac, for having me on.
Anytime. All right, you guys. We appreciate y'all. Remember, AllStar lifestyle and to shine within is to shine without. Russell, appreciate you for your time.
Oh, yeah,
Peace,
thank you,
everybody.
brother.
AllStar lifestyle, baby.